Hi, I'm Kelly and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little pendant. I've put a list of everything you'll need in the description below. So it's just a little simple one here for you today. Also in the description below you'll find a list of all my affiliate links to all my tools and my bobbins. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks to everybody who has. To make this pendant you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge. Today I'm using square wire and I've cut 3 lengths at 11 inches each, that's 28 centimetres. You'll need 0.315mm weaving wire, that's 28 gauge. You'll need about 100 centimetres. I've wound mine onto a bobbin. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to purchase these bobbins. If you don't have a bobbin you can just cut lengths as you go. I've got a small round flat backed cab and mine is 12mm, and I've got a little 3mm bead. Tools, I've got pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, and I've got nylon pliers. If you don't have these, don't worry, you can always straighten the wires with your fingers. All of my tools, I've put affiliate links in the description below. So if you're looking at buying tools or if you just want to have a look at the ones I use, all the links are there in the description. I'm going to start in the centre of the wires. So take your weaving wire. We'll start with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. Then we'll go around the bottom 2 wires. We'll do that twice. Come up between the bottom 2 wires. Then go around the top 2 wires, and we'll do that twice. From under the bottom wire, over the second wire, so we're going around the bottom 2 wires again, do that twice. Come up between the bottom 2 wires, over the top, and go around the top 2 wires twice. Under the bottom, over the second, so we go around the bottom 2 wires twice again, finish with 3 wraps around that bottom wire. I've pulled the wires quite tight and now I'm going to cut both wires. I'll flatten them down with pliers. So I've pushed my weave together using my nylon pliers and I've just squeezed it. So now it looks like that. So now we're going to take the wires, we're going to put a little bit of a curve in them, in the wire, now I'm going to move to a flat surface and I'm going to continue to bend the wires around the stone. And make sure your side wires don't cross over each other. So you're getting that kind of shape. And then where the wires meet at the top, we're going to bend them out in the other direction. So now we've got this shape. So with the stone held in place, it should look like this. So now, making sure that none of your wires have crossed over each other and they're all still sat next to each other, we're going to secure this piece at the top. So take your weaving wire, go around all of the wires together, about 5 times. Wrap the tail end around one of the sides just to secure that for now. You need to go around at least 3 times. And then pick a wire at the back, furthest one to the back. And we'll just secure this wire around that wire. Separated all my wires. Position your stone from the back. Turn to the back. We'll work with the back wires first. We'll grab the wire quite close to the bottom there. And then bend the wire in. I've held the top so that it only scoops in at the bottom. Do the same for the other side. Hold this wire here in place so it doesn't come across when you pull the wire in at the bottom. Make sure the stone is pushed down to the bottom. Grab the wire, turn it in. So your wires are coming in close to the bottom. You want your stone pushed right down to the bottom, and here at the top of the stone you want the wires to roughly be back in position on the sides. So you don't want your wire coming out across the middle. Turn to the front. Make sure your stone is pushed right down to the bottom. We're going to grab the wire quite close to the bottom. I'm going to bend it in. And on the other side. And again, where my thumb is, I've held those wires in place so they don't pull across. So the wires on the sides are all still together, and then they only separate when they reach the stone. So now we're going to do a little weave on these top wires. I'm going to take these back too, just pull them out the way a little bit for now. I'm going to bend that one out, I'll bend this one out, curve this one a little bit, and these two are the wires we're going to weave on. So we're going to take the wire, the weaving wire, 3 times around this bottom wire, and then we're going to go straight over the top. We're going to go 3 times around both wires, and that's our repeat. We're going to keep repeating that weave. 3 wraps around the bottom wire, 3 wraps around both wires. So I've done 15 repeats of that weave. I'm just going to pull this wire to the front a little bit, bend this over to the right, and then I'm going to scoop it over to the left, and I'm going to go over the back 2 wires, but I'm going to go behind this one. Flatten the weave a bit. Then I'm going to continue to repeat this weave about another 5 times. So I've added more repeats to that. Now we're going to go over to this wire. I'm going to grip the end of it firmly with my pliers and pulling on it. I'm going to twist the whole piece. It's hard to show you behind the camera, but as you twist it, you're going to get this square wire to start to show twists in it. So I've twisted that wire quite a bit. Just gives it a nice twisted finish on the square wire. Now I'm going to bend this wire to follow the weave. So the wire's going to be a bit tougher now because we've twisted it. I'm going to scoop it around to follow the weave, like that. So that single wire is sticking straight through the front of those now. Holding all of these 3 wires together now, and I'm going to put my thumb on them here. I'm going to gently curve them around like that. I'm going to take this wire that's come through the middle, bend it over to the right. I'm going to scoop it around. And when I've caught my little bead, I'm going to pop that little bead on. take this wire holding the bead in place, take this wire around to the back, and I'm just going to cut that and wrap it around the base there. Just grab the end and bend it around, and I shall squeeze that tight in place there. Now for these two remaining wires, I'm going to scoop them around and I'll do the same with the other one. Like that, so they've got a nice shape. And I'm going to hold in all this side in place so it doesn't change, because I like the way that looks. So I'm going to hold that, bend these two around, and I've left a little gap between the wire and the stone, because the bottom wire I'm going to curve around and I'm going to bend back in underneath that wire there. So you've got to hold these wires really firmly here because they'll move. And I'm going to wiggle that round till it's nice and tight. That'll secure the stone better in place too. The other wire, again I'm holding those wires in place, pull it around. I'm going to cut that wire quite short. And I'm just going to bend it around. Oops. And squeeze it into place there. And I'm just going to put a little curl on this one. So I've cut that there. And for these three wires that go out to the left, I'm going to hold them in place at the bottom there. And I'm going to let them go around quite close to the stone this time. And I'm just going to cut these off and post them around the back there to grip onto the wire. If you want to do something different with these wires, feel free to experiment. There's so much you can do. You could thread all of the wires through on both sides and continue to put your curls down here if you wanted to. So have a play around, see what you can come up with, and I'd love to see all your finished work over on Facebook. And I'm going to squash all those down and hold them in place. So I forgot to mention we're going to need a little jump ring for the top, and I've got a little gap there. I'm going to pop it through. So all I need to do now is curl this last wire. So with round nose pliers, grab the tip of that square wire. Marked my wire a little bit. But there we have it, finished. Hope you found this tutorial easy to follow. Just a little pendant for you today. And please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.